Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Study Various Majors in the United States series. Today, we will focus on study communications in the United States. My name is Hani. I am the EducationUSA advisor in the Fulbright Commission in Prague. And today I have a special guest, Zoe, who is a Fulbright grantee and an English teaching assistant in Lunchgrown. Hi, Zoe. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello.
So Zoe will walk us through what it's like to study communication in the US.
Okay, so again, my name is Zoe Baraney, and I am a recent graduate at Augsburg University, and communications was my minor in college. And here are a few photos after college and during college where communications have really helped me out. So the first photo is a fun one, and it is me giving the maid of honor speech at my best friend's wedding. So even outside of an academic sense, communications can always come in handy. The bottom picture below that is at a scientific conference, and I am presenting on urban soils. So it helps to speak in a more academic or technical way and present your ideas and be able to talk about them with the public and with interested communities. The middle photo is me teaching yoga to young children at a nature camp. So being able to communicate really helps when giving instruction, whether it is in a yoga class or whether it's with friends, family, or in school. And the last photo is a picture during this year of Fulbright. And being a teacher and speaking in public places is something that I really enjoy and feel confident in after my communications major in college.
Look at you. You are even communicating now. It's such a big part of our lives. We don't even, realize how often we need this skill. So
Perfect. And you're maybe thinking why this major or why choose communications as a minor. And here are a few ideas I was thinking about. So the first is public speaking skills. Whether you're in a job in a school or a business or outdoors or in a specific trade, you will always have to share your ideas and communicate with people, either non-verbally or verbally. And public speaking helps in this way. There are many options to study this, so you can attend different universities and you don't just have to pick one program or look at one school. As well, you have many career options, so you could go into business, research, entertainment, and many more. It is a valued skill in society, and it looks great to future employers if you have a communication major or minor on your resume. It's great for leadership skills, as you can effectively communicate with not only the people that you work with, but directing or managing a group of people. And of course, it helps with international opportunities and cross-cultural connections. So it will help you not only communicate in your own country, but really expand your horizons. And like you're all interested in going to the United States, communications will help you in many different areas of your life. And the last one, building relationships. So how to develop and maintain personal and professional relationships. This can help with your friends and family, but it can also help with your co-workers and colleagues and fellow students. So where I studied is called Augsburg University, and this is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the Midwestern part of the United States. And this is a 4-year university. So this photo shows our main science building, which was just constructed, as well as the back, which has elevated garden beds for community members and students to grow vegetables.
And so did you apply with a major to study environmental studies? And then did you apply right away to have a minor in communication, or did you just add this up later on?
Yeah, so that's a great thing about a communications, if you want to choose it as a minor as well, is that there were many crossover classes because I chose environmental studies as my major, and classes that I had to take to meet the graduation requirements also worked for a communication minor. So there weren't many more classes I had to add on top of the major I was already receiving. So it's definitely worth looking into at a university when you're looking for a school to see how many credits you need to gain a communications minor or any other minor that might pair well with a major.
That's really cool. Thank you.
So here are a few more photos from my school, looking at some of our facilities like the chapel and our new science building. The top photo is in our food lab where you could connect with community members and other students and cook meals and recipes together. This was the first photos outside of our main building. And the second one is for a dance that the students threw. So some classes that I got to take at Augsburg University that I really enjoyed for my communications minor was small group communication. And in this class, the bottom photo here is in a recording studio. So me and my classmates got to record a podcast about resources that our university had for LGBT students. So not only were we learning to communicate as a group, but learning to work as a group, and we all learned a new skill of recording a podcast. So there's lots of opportunities to take on new things you wouldn't think you'd be interested in. The second one was environmental communication, and the photo to the right is when I led a group of adult students who are in their master's program through a wilderness area called the Boundary Waters. And my environmental communication class really helped me bridge some of those gaps and be able to take on an opportunity like this. Wow. Then there was scientific and technical public speaking, which I spoke about earlier, but that helps you practice the language that you use in a more academic community or scientific-based community and can pair great with a STEM major or minor. And then my last one was intercultural communication, which now I feel like I can really implement while in my program through Fulbright, being in the Czech Republic for a year.
For sure, yeah.
So here are a few things that I did in terms of work experience with my communication minor. This will look different at every university, but it really goes to show that you can have many opportunities if you choose to study communications. Now, the first one was because I was an environmental studies major. I worked in our sustainability department and community outreach office. I also, so that was with more community members and adults in our community. And then I worked with our student group, and I was the officer of our environmental action committee. So I was able to delegate tasks and plan events with other students. There was also a climate organizing cohort, which was a political cohort where we looked at governmental environmental policies and how we could take action or how we could help to change policy. The next one was a youth garden director. So this worked with young kids in outdoor spaces in gardens in the city of Minneapolis and St. Paul. And using my communication skills, I was able to build new curriculum and get students excited about harvesting from the garden and learning how to steward the land. I also presented at several conferences about sustainability policies at my school. I also, when I had free time, could volunteer and worked with others. And it's always great to push your boundaries outside of the school that you're working at. Then also I perform social science research and environmental science research. And then the last one, teaching environmental studies as a co-teacher. Really, I was able to communicate my ideas and what I wanted my students to work on during class. And the final photo is this year during Fulbright, being able to bring all of these skills together to teach in a different country.
That's amazing. And did this all happen throughout your studies at a university?
Yes, so this was all at a 4-year university. So this was all in addition to classes that I was taking.
Oh, wow. You had a lot of options and opportunities. Like, so do you think that if an international students come to Oxford University, would they have the similar opportunities as well if they are active and willing to?
And the great thing about Augsburg University is that there's a very active international community. So there are international clubs, housing, so you don't have to feel isolated or like you're in a completely new place without resources. And they help you get involved on campus and attend different clubs and be active in things like I listed here, like on-campus jobs or community engagement or volunteering.
Okay. Do you recall or do you remember how big is Augsburg University? You know, if students are looking for various options, like would you say that it's a huge school or it's a smaller school?
Yes. So where I went was a small school. It's a private university, and there was about 4,000 people at that school. And that really means that you can have small class sizes and get to know your teachers and your fellow students. And when you see people walking around campus, you really get to know them.
It's amazing that for such a small school, you have so many work experience opportunities, you know, and apart from this, did you also participate in any clubs or, you know, like free time, leisure time activities?
Yes, so these are more things that I either led or directed, but in my free time, a lot of my friends were also involved in clubs. So we had a very big Latin Student Association from our international program, and they always threw great events. I also love to go to our LGBT meetings. There was a very active community on campus. And because I was involved in student government, that always gave us lots of opportunities to meet with people around our school and have connections with people in different age ranges and different classes than us.
That's really cool. And lastly, because I'm sure that international students would be interested and they're probably asking these questions while looking at this or watching this live stream, are there any scholarship opportunities at Augsburg University?
Yes, so I went to Augsburg University because they offered me a lot of different scholarships. So there are academic scholarships. You can go if you have good grades. There are sports scholarships that you can go even though it's a D3 university. So it's D1, D2, and D3. So that is the lower grade, but there are still money or scholarship opportunities available for sports. There's also opportunities for leadership. So if you've had leadership experience or volunteer experience in your high school, there's funding opportunities for that. And for international students, there are specialized scholarships at Augsburg University.
Oh, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes. And in addition to Augsburg University, these are all a list of other universities in the United States. Not that I just pulled online, but I really went and asked my friends and said who has good programs or who had a good experience at other universities. So these are all firsthand witnesses that I know. But some other great opportunities that you could go to for college for communications, either as a major or a minor, would be Northwestern University in Chicago, Illinois. Boston College in Boston, Massachusetts, University of Texas at Austin, so that's in Austin, Texas, University of Pennsylvania, which is in Philadelphia, and that's also known as UPenn, the University of Wisconsin in Madison, Wisconsin, and Arizona State University, which is located in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
And a few career options if you're thinking, well, this sounds great and it sounds like it could help me in college, but what would I do after college for communications? I listed a few examples. So the first would be a journalist, a social media or website designer, strategic communication specialist for a company or an organization, human resource manager, so working with people, communications professor at a high school or a college, a program manager, so designing the experience of an internship or a fellowship for other young people or young adults, public relations, PR manager, or a publications editor. And the list goes on and on.
Exactly, because as we said, like you use that every day, those skills that you learn, and you need it, and you don't even realize it, how often, you need communication and you need to be able to express yourself. So,
And the great thing about communications is it really gives you an opportunity to practice, because some people think, well, I know how to communicate. I communicate with others. But the only way to truly get better at communication is to practice. So having a communications minor or major as a part of your college experience will really give you that exposure and the time to practice and develop those skills.
For sure. And for international students, this is, guys, communication in English. And we do need to practice this because we might be fluent in communication in Czech, but this is a different level. So I do recommend that, because I also I improve and I learn every day. So this sounds really amazing.
Yes, and as an international student, you also have a great advantage of being able to communicate in another language and understand a different cultural context. So you would all be great candidates to apply for a communications program in the United States.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so I think that this concludes the presentation. Zoe, thank you so much for sharing your experience with a minor in communication. Guys, if you have any questions for Zoe, you can definitely send them to advisor@fulbright.cz, and I'm happy to forward them to Zoe. You can also reach out to me through social media under the handle EducationUSA Czech. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I'm sure that Zoe would be happy to connect with you and maybe praise Oxford University even more and talk about her major or minor. As you saw, she majored in environmental studies. So if you are interested in that, there will be another presentation. But if you are interested in communication, Zoe is the person to go. Thank you so much for watching. And Zoe, thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.